Professor Wiseguy on the spot with another 5-minute fix. Today, the matter to consider is the lowly comma, specifically commas with coordinating conjunctions. Oh, I know your anti-English alarm just triggered. That happens whenever you hear some grammatical term that you perhaps used to understand, but now you have only a vague memory. If you're like most people, that's how you felt when you heard coordinating conjunction. Ooh, let me turn that thing off. What is a coordinating conjunction? That's better. When you think of conjunctions, you probably think of the coordinating varieties. These are conjunctions or joining words that join nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, phrases, or clauses of equal value. The ones you use most often are and, but, and or. There's this cute little acronym, fanboys, that people use to remember the 7 coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. You'll recognize all of those words, but I guess that you never use for as a conjunction, and nor, yet, and so get a pretty light workout. Since this 5-minute fix is about commas with conjunctions, we'll simply use and for our examples. Here's one. Sherlock Holmes and Watson solved crimes. Should we put a comma before the and? No. That and is just joining 2 nouns, the 2 detectives. What if we say, Sherlock Holmes investigated and solved crimes? Again, the answer is no. The and joins 2 verbs. No comma. How about this one? Sherlock Holmes solved crimes and smoked a pipe. Still the answer is no. No comma goes before the and since it joins 2 phrases. Solved crimes and smoked a pipe. In short, if we're just joining words or phrases, anything less than an independent clause or a sentence, then we don't need a comma. However, we could have this matter. Sherlock Holmes solved crimes and Dr. Watson wrote about them. Now we have 2 complete sentences, technically 2 independent clauses. Can Sherlock Holmes solved crimes stand on its own? Yes. How about Dr. Watson wrote about them? That one can also. Since we are joining 2 complete sentences with the conjunction, we'll use a comma. Sherlock Holmes solved crimes and Dr. Watson wrote about them. The comma finally makes an appearance. Try this one. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson investigated crimes in a dark and mysterious London, and the truth rarely escaped Holmes's keen observation and his powerful deductive reasoning. We have 4 ands in that sentence. How many commas do you want to add? Well, if you don't add one between Holmes and Watson, then you were paying attention earlier. Dark and mysterious are 2 adjectives, so they don't need a comma. How about after London? Well, if you separate what comes before that and from what comes after it, you'll see that both sides can stand by themselves. 2 complete sentences, therefore a comma after London would be correct. But is his powerful deductive reasoning a standalone sentence? No. That 4th and joins 2 phrases, so we don't add a comma. That's pretty much the whole story. If a conjunction joins just words or phrases, then no comma is needed. If it joins complete sentences, then a comma is needed. But of course, there has to be one exception. If you have more than 2 items being joined, for example, Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson, and Professor Moriarty played croquet, then you'd think that no comma is needed, right? After all, we're just joining a series of names. But here, the vagaries of the Oxford comma come into play. And that, I'm afraid, involves an entirely separate video. Check it out here. So what's the bottom line on this question of commas with coordinating conjunctions? Whoa! Sorry. What's the bottom line? Well, when joining nouns, Verbs, adjectives, adverbs, or phrases with words such as and, but, or do not use a comma before the conjunction. When you're joining entire sentences with a conjunction, a comma is required before that joining word. Finally, when you're dealing with lists of 3 or more, consult the slightly more complicated realm of the Oxford comma. Hopefully, these ideas will get you past most of the problems that arise when you deal with commas and coordinating conjunctions. I thought I turned that off. Regardless, that's all I have on this. Feel free to share your thoughts and questions in the comments. Otherwise, get out of here.